Hello everyone, my name is Victor and I welcome you to this week's Forex forecast. I will be speaking on USDJPY, Pound AUD, CADCHF, AUDUSD and EURGBP. I feel these 5 pairs offer the best opportunity for this week. So let's get right into it. Alright, my chart, what you see now on my chart is the USDJPY chart, and I'm currently on the daily time frame. Looking at this daily time frame, what you see is, first of all, a market that is currently on resistance. Now this area has served as support in this region, as you can see here, countless times. Has served as support right here, and it actually got broken with this daily candle, which occurred on towards the end of last month. And you can see this rally, I think it's around 300 pips rally that took about around 2 weeks to build up. And after the rally, we could see some consolidation, which appears a bit aggressive, but is actually can be classified as a value consolidation. And you can see that price is currently retesting this broken support to confirm that it's now acting as a new resistance. And then what we normally expect when price comes back to test a broken support or a broken level is for it to reject that level. And if it rejects that level, definitely we see price make the next plunge down, and it could be an impulsive, definitely. And what we expect from the forex market are impulse, correction and impulse. It happens over and over again. And here we could see the first impulse right from here, started towards the middle of last month, towards the end of last month. It took around 2 weeks to make this impulse. Then it took another 2 weeks, which is beginning of this month, and now to make this correction. So what do we expect now going into this week? You can already see that the speed at which the market was going up has slowed down, with this hanging man right here and this black bearish candle that formed on Friday. So what we'll be expecting going into this week now is to see that price rejects this level once again, to confirm that yes, this level is going to hold as resistance going down into the week and probably to the end of this month. Alright, so right from here, the first black candle has been formed already, and I would expect that on Monday to continue with this bearish move. And what I expect to see is price come down towards this previous resistance now to probably test as support. We want to see price come down here, then probably play a bit around here, then break it lower, and then continue down to form an equal low right here. So this is what I expect to see going into this week. And if price manages to break below this low, then we definitely won't see further losses to the downside. So this is what I have for USDJPY, and everything is very clear on the daily chart, so there's no point going down to the weekly or to the 4 hours to get more data. Alright, so that's what I have for USDJPY, and definitely if this turns out as planned, I will be taking this trade with a very good risk to reward. Alright, so I move on to pound AUD chart right now. What you see here is the weekly time frame, and looking straight at this chart, the first thing you can see is this ascending trend line, which has been in place since the year 2016. That's around 4 years now, and you can see it's been making gradual rise to the upside, and price has been respecting it precisely. You can see right here it was respected, right here it was respected, right here it was respected, here and here again. Here we can see a false break around here, and we can see that price is breaking back above the trend line, which shows that this trend line is still very much intact. So what I will expect to see going into this, you can already see that there's a pin bar that forms around here. This pin bar is a very important signal candle in the market, and aggressive traders definitely would have bought right here and have their stop loss somewhere around here for the bullish move. But if you've not entered a trade, very okay, yeah, still a good opportunity to get into the trade. You can see with this candle that price has broken back above the trend line, and now we want to expect further bullish confirmations to the upside. Alright, so I move on to the daily chart. On the weekly, we are bullish based on the fact that we can see that price rejecting the resistance, the support once again, to the upside. So I switch to the daily time frame now, and what we have on daily time frame is a market that has formed it has formed an impulse to the upside, which is this candle, I mean this series of candles you see right here, and now it's making a correction. And like I said before, the market moves in waves, so when you see an impulse you expect a correction, and then you see the next impulse to the upside, which is what we'll be expecting going into this week. Now towards the end of last week, there were a few consolidation in the market, which you can see with this area that I boxed out. And this consolidation, it could hold on for a while, and we don't advise you to go into the trade during this period, because it could actually spend some time here. And this, pound AUD is a volatile pair, so this distance from this height to this low could be around 100 pips or even a bit more. So okay, let me just check it. So distance from this high to this low is around 100 pips, around between 80 and 100 pips. So you see what I'm saying? We don't want to go into the trade while it is within this box. So what we'll be expecting to see is a break of this resistance zone, then a retest, and then continuation to the upside. So we are bullish from the weekly on pound AUD, and on daily we can clearly see that we are bullish as well, because even if you look at this level, you can see this area acting as resistance, here it acted as support, and now here price has broken above and it's come back to retest as support, and I think the retest is successful because you can see price holding up above this level. So what we want to see from here is a clear bullish trend starting from next week. It could come as early as Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday, but at least this week we'll be looking to buy this pair rather than sell. So that's it for pound AUD. I'll move on to the next chart right now, and it's the CADCHF. Alright, what you see on my chart right now is the 4 hours time frame for CADCHF. Well, I'll switch to the weekly and see if we can get any meaningful information. Okay, the weekly is a bit jam-packed. Okay, let me get rid of this Fibonacci. Okay, alright, so the Fibonacci is out of the way, and then what we see here, I think I should get rid of this too. Okay, it's a bit clearer now. So what we see here, starting from this point, is a bullish impulse that was pretty aggressive. It took around 3 weeks to move close to 800 pips, if not more. Then we had this correction, which you can see in this ascending wedge, and then we could see a break of the correction somewhere around here, and now we can see the downward move that has developed over time. Alright, so from the weekly we are bearish based on the fact that we have an impulse, we have a correction with this, and we expect the next impulse to be, which is already underway. So here in the last few weeks, I think this 1 2 3 4, from the 4th week you can see a break of this major level. You can see it's a major level because it has acted as support right here. It has acted as support here, acting as support here, then right here it broke to the downside with this candle, and it starts acting as resistance. So you can see 3 touches already from below, that's rejecting this same level, which makes it a very significant level, and all this as can be clearly seen from the weekly time frame. So this area is a very important area, and from here we'll be expecting the bearish move to continue going into this week. Alright, I switch to the daily time frame now, and what we see is a market that has that is currently consolidating, I would say, because we can see here is the impulse and the bearish impulse, and we can see the bullish consolidation, which is a bit slower than the impulse. So what we expect to see now is continuation to the downside, a break of this counter trend line, and of course a very strong move to the downside. So we are bearish on the CADCHF, and if I get a better line to draw this correction, oh, I'm sorry, Alright, so I'll get a trend line and I'll connect these points and see what we have. Alright, so on daily we can see that they both connect perfectly well, and this shows that this market could still be bullish for a few days. So you just have to be careful with trade. We need to see a clear break of this region to the downside, then probably correction before the main move to the downside. So you really have to be careful if you are going to take this trade, because the bearish move may have not become confirmed yet. Okay, move on to the 4 hours time frame. See what we have there. If I connect these lines clearly, you can, from the 4 hours, it shows us that the line has been broken already. But we have to be careful when dealing with the 4 hours time frame, because it could be a false break. The price could easily break back above the counter trend line and now continues a bullish move. So you really have to be careful when you work with the 4 hour time frame. So going into this week, we want to see more moves to the downside, then probably a small consolidation. Price comes back towards this counter trend line and probably it stalls for a little while, which is common with the forex market, and then finally breaks below this level, which seems to be an important level, because if we look back here, we can see it acting as resistance here a couple of times. You can see it acting as resistance here as well. So we really have to be here. We can see it acted as support. So it's a very important level. It's a very, very important level, and I'm talking about this particular zone right here. So you can see that it's as if price have just broken below that zone, and probably we're about to see the next move downwards. So that's what we have for CADCHF. We expect a bearish move, but before that move comes, we could see a consolidation. We could see a pullback towards this level, which is a minor support level, to retest as resistance before we get the major move to the downside. So this is what I have on CADCHF, and hopefully if all goes as planned, we are going to take this trade with a very good risk to reward. Okay, so I move on to the next trade now, which is the AUDUSD. Alright, the AUDUSD is a bit tricky one, because while we expect that price would this is the daily time frame first of all, so we expect that price would break below this counter trend line, this trend line, yes, and we expect that price will break below it, retest, and come back to test this major level. Of course, it's a major level, and I've said it several times in this video that major levels are characterized by how prices have reacted to those levels over the past few weeks. So right here we can see this acted as resistance. Right here, even though price didn't come as high as the level, but it still acted as resistance. Here as well, resistance. Here, resistance. And now we can see that it was broken with this tall bullish candle, and since it got broken, we've not seen price come back to test the level once again. We've not seen price come back to test this level, so we were expecting that price will come back. That's how the market moves. It moves in waves. After an impulse, we expect a correction, so we expect price to break back below, come back and do a proper test of this level before making the next bullish move if it wants to. So that's the reason why we expect this pair to be bearish, but over some time now we can see that it still stays on the bullish side above this trend line. So as long as price remains above this trend line, we will not be shorting this pair. If we are going to be shorting this pair, then we definitely will want to see price break below this trend line, which is very, very important. So it has to break below this trend line before we can now short down to this level. Then from this level, obviously we can decide where we want to go next. Okay, so that's it for the daily time frame. Let me see if there's anything spectacular about the weekly. On the weekly time frame, there's nothing really spectacular about it. Okay, let me move this resistance line towards this zone. Okay, we can see that from the weekly, we can see that price is currently around resistance, because right here it acted as support, right here it acted as support, right here is acting as resistance. Acted as resistance, and since for a while price has not come towards that level. You can see over this long period of time, I think it's between 4, 5 or 6 months, price has not come towards this level. So it just visited this level recently, and we can see the wicks from here. This is 1 week, this is the second week. In fact, there are 3 weeks from there, which shows that there is a very strong resistance in that level, and price could very well reject it and make that move to this to test this major level. Remember, I already told you about this level, which price needs to test for us to confirm that yes, that level is respected and we can see further gains to the upside. Alright, so that's what I expect for AUDUSD. Like I said, it's a tricky one. It's not so clear to trade right now. From the weekly, we are at resistance. From the daily, we are at resistance, and we may not be doing much on this except if price decides to remain above this trend line. On the 4 hours, well, not so clear. So that's what I have for AUDUSD. And now I move on to EURGBP, which is the final pair for this analysis. Alright, last week I actually was very bearish on this pair for some major reasons, and okay, so I was very bearish on this pair for some obvious reasons, and I don't think that reason was from the weekly. It was actually from the daily, because there was a very important trend line that was broken, and it was this trend line. You can see it was broken with this candle right here. It was broken with this candle, and now it was even retested, clearly retested with this bullish candle right here. And what other confirmed another thing that confirmed my direction on this pair was this black full day bearish candle, which shows that sellers were in control. But even at that, there was still a support level, or let's say an important level right here, which was acting as support. So with this candle closing below it, I felt that this support was broken and that the next candle will come back and retest, and before we saw the next move to the downside. But that was not the case. This level still held, and you can see that it's an important level because here is acted as resistance, here resistance, here support, and obviously here too is acting as support, which was a false break actually. Yes, we know that happens in the market a lot. So it was a false break, and the price rejected it back to the upside, and now you can see that price is trading above this trend line, which was supposed to be a trend line that was to guide it to the downside. So now price broke above the trend line with this strong bullish candle, and now we can see that it has been retested with this 2 candles, black and white candles. It shows that the support is actually strong. The whole area of this support is actually strong and is going to hold for at least the next few weeks or months. So now price is now currently above this level, and like I said before, I'm expecting further this week I'm expecting further bullish moves, just because of this false break here and the break back above, and now you can see this hammer here, or hanging man, whatever you choose to call it, very important candle in the forex market, coming off of this trend line. And what do we expect is probably going into this week, maybe price may make a little stroll back towards this level, but ultimately I'm bullish on this pair EURGBP. I am very, very bullish on it because of this that false break and the retest of this broken trend line. Alright, and this will offer a very good trade in above 100 pips, so it's not one you want to miss. So that's it. EURGBP, I'm bullish, but we want to see price get to this previous resistance to make a triple high, and if it manages to break above it, then definitely we would see if it manages to break above this level, this price manages to break above it, then we definitely will see a retest and up we go to these major highs. So that's it for EURGBP. I'm bullish on this, and I expect it to be bullish too, and that's what all I have for today's forecast. And That's I hope you actually enjoy. If you did, please like, subscribe, share, and see you in the next forecast. Have a nice day.